So, Lance, let's talk about family traditions.
So, Alexis, they're as fake as anything could ever be in life.
All right, start over.
I just don't understand why you guys, and I'm definitely going down the you guys rant.
Wait, are we starting?
Oh, yeah, we're going.
Oh.
That there's so much pressure to decorate. You know, Vinny just left on a little vacay boating excursion across part of the world. Thank God, you know, he doesn't fall off the earth, I guess, because it's round, so you just keep going. But he decorated before he left because he wanted to come back to a fully decorated home.
I mean, that makes sense.
Another couple in our leadership, they were going away for Thanksgiving. They decorated so they could come home. I don't understand this whole like decoration. Like this is where the tradition starts because somebody saw it on Pinterest. Let's just be real.
And on Thanksgiving, we decorated.
I haul the boxes in the house and I say, go to it.
Yes. But I would like for you to be a part, but I'll take what I could get. So if
Now-
you're going to drag the boxes, then
Most people listening and watching, I guarantee, of the female base are doing this to their children for their husband. Are you telling our kids, man, getting a Christmas tree up would be so beautiful? Because somebody
I
just
don't tell them. My
somebody
kids
just-
automatically just say it.
they came up and they're like, Dad, when are we decorating? I'm like, what?
I
He's
never
like,
tell them
the
that.
tree would look so awesome if
See?
we put all of the
He's
decorations
been
on there.
convincing me too, and that's why I had to do it for Thanksgiving.
Oh, Jesus, help me now.
But literally, like, I never told him any of that, and it's just in his DNA.
But in the reality, so we're, you know, kind of jumping, and there's a unspoken pressure that either we have to have the house fully decorated because everybody's driving by, they're visiting. I feel like it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, though.
Why?
We still have yet to get Christmas lights on the house.
Oh, I'm not breaking my neck.
I'm waiting for you.
Thank you. I'm not breaking my neck.
Come on, babe. It's just, you got to be a family man.
I'll be a family man in a lot of different areas.
Isn't that your favorite movie? What is it called?
It
Family
is.
Man or
It
something
is
like that?
It is a great movie. But why the traditions?
Favorite Christmas movie?
I
I'm
think
sorry.
traditions are good. Like we play games after this. Okay, we're going to get the family photo. So 19 years down the road, we see everybody, you know, growing up
jolly
getting
and-
tall.
right.
No one's jolly in a family photo. We did one last
Not right
year.
now with the
Do
toddler.
you not remember last year we did one with your family? It was the first time they had one in like 9 years.
Yes.
And they were waiting on you because you had to change. Your two sisters had comments. You got sour from the comments. And by the middle of it, you guys were like,
Whatever.
but I just think it's a lot of pressure. I know we talked.
You said you had an aunt like that too.
What?
You had an aunt like that too.
An aunt. A pri-
Who everyone would wait for her
yes.
to come down to open
yes,
Christmas presents, right?
Yes. I don't know why you crowbarred that in. Just to have a
'Cause I
different
just-
family dig.
Because you
One
got someone
family
on your
dig for
side
another
and I have.
family. But
You don't want to talk about it?
I don't care. Yeah, let's talk about. We
Anyways, go ahead.
sitting as a kid, just waiting to see what was behind.
I mean, you can't look ratchet in those pictures. Those pictures that you're going to look back on.
I'm not saying you need to look.
I don't know. I
ratchet.
just grew up thinking, like, I don't know. That instilled in me.
I'm not talking about photos now. I'm just saying the pressure of these traditions that they're all mystical. They're all made up by somebody, and it's all under the guise that the women will love the husbands more if we just put up a Christmas tree.
The women would love the husband.
Yeah,
more.
I'm trying to be in code because it'll be like
You guys have like a bro code.
It'll be easier on us, or we'll spend more pillow time as a couple.
So if you have a bro code, you're gonna do the like.
But I remember, was it last year or 2 years ago? I'm running around trying to return a tree because the lights didn't work. I'm buying an additional
Oh my goodness!
tree.
Because
Then
he
we're
wants
trying
to be a
restring-
cheapskate,
Yes.
and the tree
yes.
is not working. Which we came up with that problem again. You know, because we put our tree up for Thanksgiving. So now we have this other tree that we need to throw away.
Is there a tree up that I don't know about? You said there's a
For
tree up
Thanksgiving. We passed Thanksgiving.
Oh yes,
And we-
yes. I didn't know. Well, so if you don't know, I've been in and out, like flying back and forth from Florida. So I was like, is there a tree down in the basement I haven't made down there
So
yet?
we still need to get another one because I like to put
So
three
I have a
up.
hard time spending money for like 3 weeks.
These trees nowadays, though, they used to be good. They used to last like 10 years. The ones we had when I was a kid. Now this one we spent $300 and had it for a year, and then the lights aren't working. They blow out one by one.
If you read the box, it specifically says, do not return to the place that you purchased. You're going to take it up with me. Meaning like the person, it's like, oh, you're scamming me right out of the gate.
Yes. And I would watch one by one. The lights would get so bright and then just burn out. And I'm like, no. So long story short, back to what you were saying. Yes. Last year we had to replace.
No, what I was saying was before that statement was traditions, that we make up this tradition of whatever.
That's what traditions are. Made up activities that you do with your family to have memories together. Yes, it is fun.
I just
like you have traditions with the fireworks and like
I didn't do
buggy riding and stuff, and I still do it.
Didn't do 2 fireworks in a row because our kids are
okay. But if you could, you would.
Their hand off.
If you could, you would.
So why don't you take a break these 2 coming Christmases, since I took a break from?
No, that ain't happening.
See.
Just because you have something against Christmas.
It has to be a healthy compromise. So we have a friend that will not take a picture in front of a Christmas tree because he doesn't believe in the whole scenario.
Now, what if he listens?
I don't care. He doesn't believe in the Christmas tree, the traditions of Christmas. But you
almost went that far.
No, I did go that far. But I give into. I want to make sure we have a family picture in the holiday season,
right?
But I don't have to be like supporting this whole thing. But I think it has to be.
I probably would let you though.
What does that mean? Are you gonna beat me?
What?
Well, I was carrying that pre-show conversation.
No,
but
I would be ratchet about it. Like, you don't want to take a picture with me?
Yes, he'd be screaming in public. What's wrong with you? You got another wife? You hiding like
whatever? You make me sound like I'm gonna get gangsta or something.
I'm gonna start blinking Morse code in a minute. I just think you have to be careful because you can pick up crazy traditions or you can create something that you don't need to be that extreme in.
Right. And like, I know sometimes people could break their back trying to almost make a tradition take place that they've always done in their family, and sometimes you have to remake.
I'm gonna send out a PSA while you're doing this. Hide your children, because what we're about to talk about, we don't want to expose the dark side of Christmas.
No, I'm saying, like, I feel like there's some people that literally strive, and even myself, I found myself where I'm like, it has to be like this.
Right.
But there was times it couldn't be like that, especially as a young mom of young boys. I couldn't. And I had a choice to either break my back and like literally like make the impossible happen, strive,
right,
or just make up a new one with the family that fits for our season right now. And I feel like that's not talked about as much, and it should be, because
okay, I'm going to give you a scenario.
I guess it comes up with control.
You got to quit talking in code. You're so in code. Okay. Last year, because of another family, they do an Advent calendar and they read, just let me get to it. They read a chapter. So you're like, we should do that. Okay, we're going to try. Our kids by
that wasn't working
paragraph out of the chapter, they were like, we're reading the Bible. You better listen. And I'm like, they are a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. They're not even coherent. And then they end up fighting over the chocolate.
Right. So I ended up finding a puzzle one.
Right.
And that one was really fun. So each day we like opened the number and it had like a little puzzle or like a little wood stuff that you put together.
You know, they still don't care about the manger that we made. They just wanted the chocolate.
Yeah, but they loved that one didn't have chocolate. It had puzzle pieces. So we put the puzzle piece together, and at the end it was a whole scene.
Yeah.
The nativity scene.
Yeah. But I find that like we try to live in this other people's lives.
That's what traditions are. You see things and you try them.
Is that not? I call that just living life. Why do we have to label it?
Oh my gosh, babe, come on. A tradition is something that you want to do. So every year on Thanksgiving, that's something that my family does. We wake up early.
Okay.
We have breakfast and we watch the Thanksgiving parade.
Okay.
Right?
Sure.
That's something that it's like nostalgic, like something like, I haven't watched doing this
with you in
so let me ask you this.
Years.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
Did you not have traditions? Like, I feel bad. That's why you hate them.
I don't think I did, looking back.
So let's unpack that.
Okay, let's unpack it.
Why do you think you didn't have family traditions?
My family, my dad worked, and my mom didn't want to put the effort into efforting to. I mean, we put a tree up.
Right.
I think we had that tree for 25 years. I don't know how
So is
we
that why
made
you
it
hate
work.
traditions?
Maybe
Either there's a lack thereof, or you just
I just don't like the extra work.
because you
I'm working all the time,
okay.
and I just don't want the extra.
This is going.
Huh? You didn't see it going this way?
No, I
Oh,
did not. But just like traditions,
but
we can
it's
always change.
we can't always change. But I think in the truthful, there's people who are just Grinches. They're like not doing it.
Right.
And then the mom or the husband, usually it's the husband that's saying not. I've not met a female
I don't think I've ever met a female that's like, no.
anti-Christmas.
Right.
Because Hallmark is still giving them opportunity to still find their
I
mate.
love it. I started watching it already since
Oh, I
Thanksgiving,
saw the history
or
on,
even before
on the
Thanksgiving.
Amazon account. It's stacking up.
Uh,
But it's the you either have the I'm not doing it or the we have the house that everybody wants to like be like.
right.
You have a green room. You have the green tree. You have a white tree. You have the multicolored, lights.
Who?
I'm using examples.
Oh.
If you know them, then, God rest them.
I'm like, I
be
don't
with
have
them.
all those different trees.
No, but
I don't like the multicolored ones.
I was saying like
No offense to anyone that likes.
the white fake snow and the
Right. I do like that one.
it's a lot of work, and it's like
But you find joy
there's
doing it together with family.
we do.
Yes.
I think if there's a narrative of this is what we
We're
both
spending
like,
time together.
that's fine. But does anyone ever really truly like this?
Does
And
okay.
I'm saying it from a standpoint of it's okay. I'm willing to do it for you. I'm willing to do it for the boys.
Just like I'm willing to do other things for you.
Yes. And I think that's partly forgotten is that we have this perception that you don't like going riding, you don't like going to
Right,
this.
but I still do it because it's what
Right.
you love.
And
when I do it with you and I see that smile,
and you don't
I
put a
love
big
it.
you don't make a big fit about it. Like
Right.
I probably make a big fit pulling
Yes.
all the trees out.
You do.
But if anyone's ever had to haul a Christmas tree box, you almost kill yourself trying to just get it off the shelf.
Has anyone ever tried to haul their kids in the mud for 8 hours?
You weren't hauling them. I was
We're-
driving you. But
Or I'm lost in the
again,
wilderness?
It's
but I
is this
just
the
gritted
official
very.
show that went nowhere to somewhere. I just think you have to be careful being like no or all yes. Like I think it has
Right.
to be
Compromise. So
Yeah.
maybe this whole thing is about compromise with traditions.
right.
I think that's good. There we
And-
go. We got somewhere.
and it's finding the balance. It's finding the joy. It's being okay.
Because it's basically when you see people that lose a family member, like I know that's deep, but we're going to go deep, right? Because I like to go deep. But
Yes.
anyways, when that happens, you hear people say, I wish I had another moment to be able to
Right.
drag the Christmas tree or be able to do this together
Watch
with
the
my
sport-
family.
Watch the sporting
Right.
game. 'Cause
Then you have
to
the
be-
pictures of the past traditions of you guys together in the same pajamas or the same socks or whatever.
I'll go down that road with you. Is that some of the greatest traditions that my family had were board games.
Right. And I do like that too.
So we would stay up till like 2 a.m. on Christmas Eve
mm-hmm.
playing Chinese
See, you had a,
checkers.
you had a
Those
tradition.
were our traditions, but to me, those are great traditions because they don't take a lot of effort in the sense of like preparation. But there was family fights trying to get to the end of like seeing the Monopoly game. My uncle eating. We had Chinese checkers, or little round circles, and we needed a gumball to represent it. He ate it, so me and my sister were mad at him.
Because you needed another piece.
No, because he ate the piece. But it's like that memory's like stuck with us, and like he would be the banker on Monopoly, and he would cheat, kind of on purpose to get caught, so he could get out of playing. But it's like I enjoy those type of memories. I think we're kind of losing them as a society because of phones. Like everyone's like on
right.
their
And when you
phone.
have a tradition, basically you're creating a space and an activity for you to do as a family where you have to put the phone aside. When you're decorating a Christmas tree, how are you going to be on your phone? Right. So it's just like, I think of things like that.
So I think that
Ways
we
to
have
spend
to
time.
try to remember the bigger cause. Like, yes, it'd be nice to put garland on the handrails going up, on the staircase. It'd be nice to have
Right.
the front entryway all cutesy, but that doesn't bring you more warmth. That doesn't.
Right.
Appearance can be the devil in disguise that we're
Right.
trying to make it like. But like you said, it's the traditions of the memories created, the thoughts
Like we're all
remembered,
together. That's
you
all that
know.
matters.
And even when we're not together, remembering when something happened, how it came about, whatever the story is, but it's
Right.
creating a memory is how I would
Yes, and then
describe it.
in that memory, I think why you repeat traditions is I remember the smell of cookie on
Right.
Christmas morning that my grandma used to make or my mom.
But in
She
that,
used to
I
do
think
this and
there could be a negative in trying to create traditions where you're trying to recreate the past.
relive the moment.
Yeah, and it's like we have to look to the future. We have to look for the present. Are our kids now of age? And then trying to guide them. Like I remember becoming a teenager during the Christmas, it wasn't like 1 year I just became, but it's like you didn't want to be at home.
Right.
It was like, what are my friends doing? What are we doing? Da da da. And now that you're older, you're like, I just want to be with my family.
Right.
But
And I
I'm
think that's why people love Christmas so much in the holidays is because you're all together as a family and you're doing all those things together.
right.
Then also,
But we are going to
we
have
have
to
to
relive that moment where our
right.
boys are going to tell us sayonara. And
Right.
you're like, wait a minute, I thought we were.
And we also got to get back to what Christmas is all about, though, too, which is Jesus. And so I think creating traditions in that also is like around that. Like, okay, let's remember what it's really about. I want to teach you boys. That's why some people do the advent calendar and stuff. I'm going to teach you through this
Right.
on the story of Jesus. And
My biggest thing is all those things parents are trying. Are the kids listening? Are they
it
caring?
depends what age.
I
I
know,
think
but it's
so.
like
If you teach them
I'm very
right.
cautious to perceive that just because I read this book, now my kids are going to be devout Christians or they're going to recognize that Christmas isn't about gifts.
No, but just like they do the Passover to remember every single
Right,
year, right?
right. But
Like
there's not a gift waiting on the other side of
they
the
have
Passover.
gifts.
On the Passover?
Yes, they
Oh,
give
I
you
didn't know
gifts
that.
during. Yes.
You know what I'm talking about Hanukkah, are you?
No,
Okay,
babe.
just
But that's
checking.
another.
But it's just a discussion that very few people talk about
Right.
because of the you have to let people in your lives.
Right.
So we let people in our lives that I definitely do not like Christmas
Mm-hmm.
for the commercial side of it.
Right.
I love Jesus, love everything that it represents. I just rarely see that many people put that kind of energy
Into
into
anything else.
Jesus. No,
Right.
into
Or into
Jesus,
Jesus.
not the commercial side of Christmas.
Right.
And so,
Like some people come out of the woodworks and only go to church around Christmas and
right.
stuff. And
But I know the whole like the cross was made out of a tree, the lights are his glory. Sure, say whatever you want to justify why you have 5,000 strands of lights hanging in your house. But let's see your life represented the other 11
right.
months out of the year. So, that being said, traditions are good, traditions are fun. I think focus more on the memory side of it, not so much the material side of it.
Right.
Is
Because
my thing.
some people have the pressure of the gifts where they're almost like depressed because they have to try to conjure up money or
Right.
something to make sure that their kids
To
have like
please
a
them.
million gifts, right?
And I just can't handle the multi-gift thing because I'll see the children get gifts and then they're just waiting to open up the next package. You're like,
Right.
that gift was amazing I just gave you. And now they've got 20 good gifts and they care about one.
Right. Or the big electronic or the
Yeah.
phone or the right.
But I do know that like one tradition I do like that we made was we made our Christmas dinner is Cajun. Really
yes.
but it was the last time we were going to spend it all together with your family in Texas.
Yeah. See? So we got
And
to
I was
carry that
looking
tradition.
for a meal that would keep everybody off their phone.
Right.
So I looked for the messiest meal alive. And it turned out that everyone now wants to be a part of it.
right.
Because one, they like it. It's
And
a
it's
unique
different.
gift. It's different. I was looking at it as like, you just humanly don't want to be on your phone because your hands are full of butter.
You're grubbing. Yeah.
Yeah. But find things that are unique. Find things that are different that what your family's looking for. So I was
Right.
looking for something to get us all interactive, talking, if it's a board game, if it's a take a ride in the car, look at
Right.
whatever.
Lights with hot chocolate. No
Yeah.
phones allowed or
But it doesn't have to be a stereotypical tradition. It should be
Right.
something that fits your family well.
right.
And so because we're all unique, I mean, if you look at us, like you said, you're East Coast, I'm West Coast, age gap, you're definitely black, I'm definitely white. you know. So
With a
you
hint
have
of Mexican.
yeah, you got cultural things, you've got age gaps, and you got different ways you grew up to way I grew up. You
Right.
know,
I grew up with
I never grew
traditions. You
up
didn't.
around
No, I'm just kidding.
cold. I never grew up around the snow.
Right.
You know, it wasn't a big deal to see.
And I did, and I'm still freezing and I hate it. So
Not some.
we relate with that.
I'm meaning that like some people make a big deal of seeing the snow or
Oh,
the
I can care less.
whatever, but make it work for your family. I think that's
Right.
the whole thing I would say. And don't put pressure that doesn't bring value.
Right.
You know.
And at the end of the day, spend time with your family every moment that you can, because we don't know when the last time it
Right.
will be with some of our family members. So,
Yeah, cherish the moments you have. I don't think having 4 trees in 4 different rooms matter.
right.
I'm hinting this year if we could just do one.
I'm going to do, we did too.
Um, we could still cut one down and dump it.
Stop.
But again, it's making it work, enjoying the life, not getting bitter, not getting like where there's walls, but having open conversation
Right.
where you can dialogue, enjoy it. And like you said, it's not that I love doing it, but I love it because you love it.
Oh,
And so
sweetheart.
looking to carry that into the next year, looking that yes, Christmas is a great time for family, great time to bring others who don't have family.
Right. And
around.
that's our heart.
Creating a warm environment.
Mhm.
Cookies go a long way.
It does.
They're cheap.
And they're cheap. They're cheaper than
They're cheaper than a tree. But again, it's enjoying what you do, enjoying who you are, and enjoying your family and making your unique traditions. Because I think a lot of times we try to carry a Hallmark tradition.
right. When we could just make something else.
Yeah, we can make
because that's TV. Of course, they're gonna make
Right.
it look glitz and glam and
right.
glorious. But then you try to do it, you're like, it doesn't look like that. Or Pinterest. It's not Pinterest
Yes.
worthy.
It's not gonna work on social media.
Like someone taught me something that was so valuable, because like with the sugar cookie thing one time, I invited these girls over. We were gonna all work on these sugar cookies. Guess who ended up doing all the work? They were sitting there talking and I'm sitting there rolling. I'm like, yo, I thought I was gonna be getting all this help and I'm sitting here slaving. So by the time we got to sit down and watch something, I was exhausted. And I was just like, well, at least they got to like talk and have a good time. But I went over to somebody else's house and she just used the sugar cookie out of the package and decorated them. I'm like, that's what I'm doing next time. And now
Right.
I'm like, yes,
there's ways
that's
to
what I'm
cut
doing.
corners. I know we
In this
tried.
season,
It
because I was
doesn't
a
matter.
I'm a mom of young
Sometimes
boys, so
we feel like because we go the extra mile, it's gonna matter.
it's more
to others.
special. It
Some-
didn't. It's the
sometimes it
same.
right.
They're like, ooh, that tastes good. I'm like, well,
And I think
store bought,
that's a
maybe.
great suggestion. Is start small.
Yes.
Like if this is a new tradition, don't bite off more.
Especially if you're extra, because I could be extra. That's just how I am. Like even with the gingerbread houses, I was trying to make them myself and stuff. But now I'm like, we're just gonna go buy a box and you're gonna decorate it. However, I don't even care. Like,
You were mad because they weren't putting. They ate a few of the things, and I was like, just remember, it's the experience, not the result of how it
right.
looks.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Like basically, if you can work smarter,
think
not
this
harder, and
I think this is something to kind of go off topic, which we do so well. Is are you a person that draws in the lines or out of the lines?
right.
And traditions can make you kind of get frustrated if you're a draw inside the lines type of person.
Right.
Like it has to be this way. It needs to be.
I'm
this
not a
way.
draw inside the line person. When it comes to art
I think you are
and
though.
creativity,
I saw the way we handled the gingerbread project
babe.
last year.
When it comes to creativity, I'm not.
Okay.
You can't be an artist and draw inside the lines.
Okay. But it's hard because some people are really like they need it to look this
Rigid.
way.
Which we could, that's a whole nother topic. That can tap into control and stuff
Yeah.
because of,
Well, perception, how people are going to see it.
right.
Who wants to show off the
Perfectionism.
gingerbread cookie that's leaning? Little Johnny made the leaning tower of house, and so
Right.
it's like we want to brag on our kids. We want our kids to be sadly the smartest kid in the room. It doesn't always work out that way. They
Right.
don't always do what we expect them to do. And even as couples, like it's hard for me to look awake in the family photos. I can't get my eyes to open up.
Your eyes are
anymore.
like,
But it's like, it's not that I'm not trying.
mm-hmm.
And I try to put
I'm
on
like,
a good
smile,
face.
babe.
I'm
You're
I
like,
am smiling.
I'm like, that is not smiling. That's
But
funny.
that's what.
Or like, I'll make you dress up. I'm like, babe, even though we're just going to our living room, in my Hispanic culture / Black
Yeah, you want
culture,
me to
we
wear a
dress
suit.
up.
You want me to
Yes,
wear a suit just
not
to
a
open up
suit,
presents.
but
I'd prefer basketball shorts and a t-shirt.
and I prefer to look all cute.
Oh, that's one. That's one. You want to take a photo shoot with every present. And that's why you have 11,000 photos on your phone.
Right, because I have 3 years worth.
But it's
It's a
like,
little crazy, but
that's your thing. I got to be patient. Tell the kids, be patient with mom. This is what you enjoy doing
right.
and let you enjoy it. And it's like, time management is not favorable. It took us 4.5 hours to open presents last
That is
year.
not true.
And it was only 9 presents.
We had a bunch because we had the whole
We
family
did.
here.
But again, if that's what you enjoy doing, who's it hurting? It's not costing us anything. It's
Right.
time. It is memories being made. Let's enjoy what one likes. If I don't like it, I can't always get. I think a lot of it is we can't always get our way.
Right.
And when we don't have what we want, you really find out who's willing to die or who's willing to like plant their flag. And
Right, because you can manifest real quick
Are you talking
when
about
it
me
comes
in
to.
general? Or are you
No, I'm saying in
you were
general.
like, yeah, I see
people
you,
like
man.
you can see their true.
Well, and our pastor says this best. Is this a topic that you want to plant your flag on, or is it something you can just let water underneath the bridge?
Right. I was laughing because a memory of my stepdad came up like every Christmas.
Mhm.
He would literally read the whole Christmas story before we can open up one present. And we used to be like, are you almost done? We're like, we just want to open up a present.
You weren't listening.
We were listening, but
Yeah,
I know
right.
sometimes we were just like,
But
please.
that's what I mean.
It was
As,
almost like it was a tease. We see all those presents and we're like,
as parents, we're trying to think that we're so godly because we're reading, and the kids
Right.
are like, just be quiet. Like, I just want to see what's behind that box.
So now I'll probably just read like a little paragraph and then we're,
Yes.
because I'm like, I'm not doing all that.
But
now.
again, it's do what works for your family.
right.
Don't try to live up to something that someone else is doing or did.
Right. It's
Gotta-
funny now though. We could like look back and laugh, but
Well, you know you're whole when you can look into things and be like, oh, we were being really goofy. And that's what I would hope is out of this Christmas season. You wouldn't put the pressure of trying to live up and make your family look like the most perfect family, or
right.
they did it, so we need to do it. And I don't have the brother, sister, like I don't have two brothers. I don't have, so I don't know. Like, I think there's a lot of competition sometimes as the siblings get older.
Really?
And you can kind of see like my family favors so-and-so, or in the family. And it's like, you shouldn't have to have that, that pressure on to try to live up to a sibling or even a neighbor or a friend, whatever.
Right.
Because the world loves to bring us into comparison mode.
Right. Especially around the
That's
holidays.
kind of my
Like,
big takeaway.
who did it bigger? Who did it better? Who did it as nice? Whose house was better? And it's like,
I try to be on the bottom. This is the one time in life I try not to succeed. I don't want to succeed in who decorated the best. This is,
well, I really
lose that card.
think I've gotten out of that place because I think I kind of could have got caught, or I have got caught in that trap. I'm stuttering, but where I tried to, I guess, decorate the best or whatever, but it was exhausting striving.
So true.
So now I'm just like, I really don't care. Like,
So
here's what I have. Here's my tree. I know when we're
color
older,
balls, whatever.
it'll be a little easier.
Do we get to use the unmatched color balls, or do they all have to be uniformed?
No, they still have to be.
Okay.
They still have to be like
Just check.
color coordinated.
Just
but
checking. Just checking.
what I'm trying to say is, I'm not trying to outperform to show the boys like, oh, this is how it is,
right.
and make it more special. Because I think as moms, we could do that. Oh, if we do this and we do that, we can make it more special for them. And it's like, no. At the end of the day, they just want to be together, like Zai and Zion. Basically, they just want to open the present and watch something and drink some hot chocolate. Like, it's so simple.
Right.
So,
well,
we got to give ourselves some grace.
We're almost to Christmas. Let's just see if we can survive a few more.
And then I'm 30.
Then you're 30.
Oh.
We'll talk about that'll be a whole nother recap. Next time we have you on, it'll be 30 Lex.
30 legs. Dirty 30 legs. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you gonna close?
That's what the tagline is.
I
That's
know.
why I said that.
I was
Dirty 30 legs.
I caught myself thinking it. I was like, oh, she'll shoot me if I say it.
And I said it.
Thank you.
You know me.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I really pray that you guys enjoy the Christmas season, find Christ, find what it meant for family, find what works for your life. Don't make a tradition that's not yours.
right.
Just because there's traditions doesn't mean they have to be yours. So find what fits you, find what makes your life enjoyable to experience your spouse, your children, and your friends around you.
Yeah. And just remember that it's a season of giving and sharing and opening up your home if you can, or just pouring into others and remembering where Christ started and began
Amen.
on the earth.
Well, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
See ya.
Love you. Bye.